We are gathered here to discuss production equilibrium. We all know that production is the most important factor in economic development. But consumption is more important than production. Production means creation of utility. Consumption means destruction of utility. Consumption means destruction of utility. You consume commodity. So production is most important section in microeconomics, and in which in UPSC in 2017 one question was related to expansion path under Cobb-Douglas production function. It is most important for 2019. This is related to technology aspect of the model developed under Cobb-Douglas production function. Cobb-Douglas production function, as we know, that Mr. Cobb and Mr. Douglas, two American economists, developed production function. And production is a function of labor and capital. It means it is technology neutral. Cobb-Douglas production function is a function of labor and capital. If production is denoted by Q, labor is denoted by L, capital is denoted by K, lambda is denoted by technology, alpha denoted by elasticity of labor, beta denoted by elasticity of capital, mu denoted for random disturbance. Then Cobb-Douglas production function will be, as written here, Q is equal to lambda, L to the power alpha, K to the power beta, mu. This is non-linear production function. And under production equilibrium, we require two things. Number one thing, isoquant. And number two, budget of the producer. Budget of the producer is constraint on producer. How does a consumer move upward? Ceiling is budget constraint, producer's budget. So producer's budget is another important factor which is denoted by B is equal to budget, producer's budget, and two items, labor and capital. And labor price is W, that is price of labor. Capital price is R, that is price of capital. So producer's budget you will write like this: B is equal to PL L plus PK K. You can also write like WL plus RK. B minus RK by L will be equal to W. From this equation, producer's budget equation, B is equal to WL plus RK. Then how can you find out W? Take left side, right side to left side, then it will be minus RK. So B minus RK, and then take L cross, it will come to down. So W will be equal to B minus RK by L, and then likewise you can write directly. You can write directly is equal to R. Same process. And what we have to find out, W by R, here look here, W by R. So most important term is W by R. Ratio of two factors reward. W is reward for labor, interest is reward for capital. So W by R is in fact PL by PK. This is one part of the producer's equilibrium. And second part. And first part of producer equilibrium is isoquant. Isoquant means production is a function of labor and capital. Production is a function of labor and capital. And dQ is equal to 0. dQ means total differential coefficient of Q with respect to L and K. This must be 0. This is a necessary condition in Cobb-Douglas production function in isoquant. On the isoquant, A is equal to B is equal to C, because A represents 100 kg, B represents 100 kg, C represents 100 kg. No matter, labor increases, capital decreases. Capital decreases, labor increases. But output will be same. Therefore, it is known as isoquant. Iso means equal, quant means quantity. So on the curve, downward sloping curve convex to the origin, negative slope, like this. This is isoquant. A, B, C, each one is 100 kg. Different quantity of labor and capital are used. From A, if jump producer to B, change in quantity will be equal to 0. Change in quantity will be equal to 0. So, this Q curve has equal production on each point. On A 100 kg, on B 100 kg, on C 100 kg. Only we take combination of labor and capital changing. Labor increases, capital decreases, capital increases, labor decreases, because money with the hand of producer, budget is constant. Money is constant with the budget of the producer. So you can't increase both. If you want to increase labor, capital will decrease. If you increase capital, labor will decrease. But the quantity will remain same. Quantity Q will remain same. That is why what we see that, look here, the first part of the producer's equilibrium, dQ is expanded. Look here, del Q by del L dL, del Q by del K dK is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Now, this one right side, then this will be minus del Q by del K dK, and here we will have only del Q by del L dL. Look here, we will get this. Now we will cross multiplication. We put this left side in the right side. Then what we will get? We will get what we will get? Del Q by del L upon del Q by del K equal to minus dk by dl. These two terms we will derive from the equation. This is called marginal rate of technical substitution between labor and capital. Minus means diminishing. Minus means diminishing. So what we get? What we get? Diminishing marginal rate of substitution between labor and capital on isoquant. On isoquant, what we get? And look on the board. MRTS that we have derived and W by R we have derived there. First side MRTS and we have to derive. So we have derived MRTS like this, and second side W by R is to be derived. MRTS is derived from production function. Q is a function of L and K. And W by R will be derived by budget equation, producer's budget equation that we have derived there. What you have to do, you have to write 3 or 4 times by your own, so that time taken will be reduced. It will take 1 minute to write all these things. So, but for that you have to do 3 times practice, 4 times practice. Unless you are perfect, practice makes a man perfect. This is, to become IAS is not a small thing. IAS is #1 post in our India, like ICS was #1 post during British India. It is not a small thing. It is a great achievement for yourself, for your family, for your state and country at large. If you are efficient officer, then all programs of the government will be implemented in a proper way, and it will accelerate economic growth of our country. Because our country is not a capitalist country. Our country is mixed economy. We cannot end public sector. Public sector will remain private sector. So many privatization is done, but still there is Maharatna, still there is Navaratna, still there is many Ratna. It means public sector will remain, but not in selling Coca-Cola, not in selling cappuccino coffee. So from hotel industry, government is withdrawing, public sector withdrawing, selling it to the private sector. Government will concentrate on social sector, innovation sector, invention sector, so that it will add up to the development of our country. So we require 2 things. One, MRTS. What is required? MRTS. MRTS means marginal rate of technical substitution. Mathematically we have got minus. Minus in language diminishing. So there is diminishing marginal rate of technical substitution in microeconomics. There is diminishing marginal rate of substitution in microeconomics. That is represented in isoquant. Isoquant curve is also negatively sloped, as we see here, negative slope. Isoquant is negative slope. And what is this? this is minus dk by dl. dk by dl. This tangency is what? dk by dl minus this tangency. This tangle is dk by dl. So dk by dl is minus. It means marginal rate of technical substitution is diminishing. We have proved by diagram, we have proved by equation, and we have to take only this term MRTS. So MRTS LK is equal to W by L. This is known as producer's equilibrium. Look here, MRTS is represented by this term. This term del Q by del L upon del Q by del K is MRTS. So we can rewrite again minus dk by dl is equal to del Q by del L by del Q by del K equal to PL by PK. Same thing. First is rewritten in a new term, in mathematical term. This is written in economics term, and this follows that producer's equilibrium is obtained. Look here, I am drawing producer's equilibrium. This is budget line and this is isoquant. This is producer's equilibrium. This is producer's equilibrium. This E point is producer's equilibrium. E point is producer's equilibrium. If we discuss in general, there is a general producer's equilibrium. If we say that producer's equilibrium on the basis of Cobb-Douglas production function, then what we will do? Q will be equal to lambda L alpha K beta mu. Right like this. Then this will be producer's equilibrium under Cobb-Douglas production function model. So first you must know the concept. If you know the concept, then put actual equation, and from actual equation you can actually find out that what will be del Q by del L, del Q by del K, and by multiplying, and finally you will arrive elasticity of substitution. You will arrive marginal productivity of labor. You will arrive marginal productivity of capital. So everything is derived by the equation which we have just discussed. In economics, this term is marginal productivity of labor, and this term is marginal productivity of capital. Whenever you discuss mathematics, is simply making it more exact, concise, and represent. But the basic thing is economics. Del Q by del L in mathematics, it is partial derivative. First partial derivative of production function with respect to labor. First partial derivative of production function with respect to capital. Such type of things is very easy if you learn. There is difference between teaching and learning. I am not doing only teaching. I make you learn. If you learn, it will be yours. You will never forget. This requires regular practice and high concentration when you read. When you are off from there, go and listen singing song of Lata Mangeshkar or Kishore Kumar, whoever your favorite. But concentrate when teaching is done. Then teaching will convert into learning. And you will do it. When you have done it, it means you have learned things. You will never forget. Yesterday you have calculated del Q by del L. You have calculated del Q by del K. Putting into you have calculated. You had did mistake, but thereafter you got it. And you got it. And you solve it and you get 1. That in Cobb-Douglas production function, elasticity of substitution is always equal to unity. You have seen that Cobb-Douglas production function assumes that constant returns to a scale will operate. How do we know it? We will know it by finding out A and alpha and beta. Alpha plus beta must be equal to 1. 100%. Equal to 1. Only then constant returns to a scale will operate. In microeconomics conception, development is first thing, and then its application to UPSC questions, exact questions you have to decide how to write. Alpha plus beta equal to 1. That is constant returns to a scale. That is the character of Cobb-Douglas production function. Under constant returns to a scale, expansion path will start from 0, 45 degree angle. Start from origin and 45 degree. Only 45 degree line will give you constant returns to a scale. What is equilibrium? Where budget line is tangent to isoquant. And at the tangency, isoquant must be convex to the origin. Write down 2 conditions. Producer's equilibrium is obtained when 2 conditions are satisfied. First condition, producer's budget line must be tangent to isoquant. First line, producers isoquant must be producer's budget line must be tangent to isoquant. Producer's budget line must be tangent to isoquant. Must be tangent to isoquant. Producer's budget line must be tangent to isoquant. This is a necessary condition. Then secondary condition, second order condition, secondary condition, sufficient condition. It is known as first is necessary condition and second is sufficient condition. Sufficient condition that isoquant curve must be convex to the origin. These 2 conditions are satisfied. These 2 conditions are satisfied here at point E. These 2 conditions are satisfied at point E because it is convex to the origin, and it is tangent. So 2 conditions are satisfied at point E. So that consumer's equilibrium is obtained at point E. Producer's equilibrium. Producer's equilibrium is obtained at point E. Suppose income of the producer increases, then his price line is same, price of labor is same, price of capital is same, but income of the producer increases, then he will shift from isoquant 1 to isoquant 2. Again his income is increased.
Isoquant 2 to
2 to
isoquant
3. All are point of producer's equilibrium. And if we connect 45 degree line through all these equilibrium points, this will be known as expansion path. Write down that if income of producer shifts upward again and again, then producer's equilibrium shift from E1 to, look here, shift from A to B, B to C. So this OR is a ray line. OR is a ray line passing through equilibrium. OR is known as ray line, RAY, passing through all points of equilibrium, producer's equilibrium, because production expands. Because production expands. Production expands. Then we conclude that expansion path under Cobb-Douglas production function is represented by OR in the diagram, which measures different level of output under shift in income of producers. Under shift in income of the producer, this is called expansion path. This is now we are incapable to derive expansion path OR under Cobb-Douglas production function. K by L is constant throughout. K by L is constant throughout in our analysis. Thus we conclude that expansion path shows expansion of output. Expansion path shows expansion of output. When income of the producer increases, this shows a scale line. Expansion path shows a scale line. Expansion path shows a scale line which is constant returns to a scale. Alpha plus beta must be equal to unity. Must be equal to unity. There is diminishing MRTS LK. There is diminishing
TS.
TS LK, small subscript LK. And another thing is minus dk by dl. That means Cobb-Douglas production function isoquant is negatively, quant has a negative slope, has a negative,
That means Cobb-Douglas.
that means Cobb-Douglas production function has a negative slope, which means isoquant slopes downward. Isoquant slopes downward from left to right. Showing the negative slope. Showing the negative slope. Showing the
Negative slope.
negative
Slope.
slope. And again, minus dk by dl you have written, minus dl by dk you have written, and then write d square k dl square greater than 0. This is convexity condition. Cobb-Douglas production function. Cobb-Douglas production function
This is convexity condition.
convex to the origin. This is condition. If it is satisfied, this is convex to the origin. Anywhere convexity is tested by second order positive. First order 0, second order positive.
More than 0.
More than 0. That's all. Thank you.